Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you, Mr. Jones, for that wonderful prayer. He's a student over at UAPB, and anytime I call on him, he's there. I would like to thank my pastor for that wonderful introduction. Next time, you're speaking after me. Yeah, I don't know if I can follow that one. There's so many people in this room that I hold in such high regard. My family is here, my mom, my church family, my friends, classmates, childhood friends I can't seem to shake. And I want you to know that I really appreciate all of you being here. I'm sure that each of us has seen our city from many different viewpoints, depending on where we've lived and what we've experienced. But as a young girl growing up in Pine Bluff and living in various places, I have always been proud of Pine Bluff. I have always been proud of being from Pine Bluff. I moved back to Pine Bluff in 2015 after pursuing a degree in sociology and religious studies and later living in Seoul, South Korea, teaching second grade. Upon returning back to Pine Bluff, I was awarded a wonderful opportunity of working with former Mayor Debbie Hollingsworth as her assistant. Being assistant to the mayor exposed me to city government inside and out. I not only worked with every department, I also learned how our city functions. Pine Bluff is on the brink of recovery. However, on that road to recovery, there are a lot of issues that we must address in order to move forward. Almost 50% of our youth live below the poverty line. That is half of our kids in this city. Yes, crime has went down this year, but we're still over 12 times the national average, and this year hasn't even ended yet. We have blight and overgrown lots in every neighborhood and thoroughfare, and all of these things affect our city's economic development. Because of these issues, I felt a calling to give back to my community. I formed Youth Engagement Services, a nonprofit advocating for our youth. I'm the program director of SOAR, an after-school program focused on helping our kids become better citizens. I'm on the board of HYPE, a youth organization focused on mentorship through tutoring. I joined Kiwanis International, an organization that helps provide resources for our children. I'm a member of Leadership Pine Bluff, the Chamber of Commerce, and I am a very active member in my church. As I previously mentioned, Pine Bluff is on the brink of recovery. I personally witnessed it with former Mayor Hollingsworth, and I'm seeing it as a citizen under Mayor Washington. Yet we all know there's more that we must do, and it won't be easy. Now is not the time to think small. Pine Bluff is wanting new leadership, new hopes, new energy, and innovation. In order to achieve this, we need new and effective leadership, big and bold ideas. Leadership that reshapes our economy to compete in this digital age. Leadership that not only sets high standards for our schools, but acquires the necessary resources for our schools to meet those high standards and succeed. With effective leadership, we can live in a city where we partner with our school boards and higher institutions of education, implement civic engagement in our young people, hold mock elections in our school, educate our young people on city government. That way, no longer will it be possible for an elected official to win an election without appealing to our young people. With effective leadership, we can live in a city where economic development thrives. Whether you supported Go Forward Pine Bluff or not, it passed with over 70% of the vote. Yes, I care about all of Pine Bluff, but I'm a little biased to Ward 1, and Main Street is a part of my ward. If Ward 1 thrives, the city of Pine Bluff thrives. Why not go forward? With effective leadership, We can live in a city where blight and overgrown lots are no longer tolerated. Blight attracts crime, it lowers the property value, it deters investors. It's known that a neighborhood's physical conditions and the social dynamics are among the primary reason why crime occurs in very specific neighborhoods one generation after the other. Urban blight and decay are now widely recognized as invitations to not only violent crime, but property crimes. And what's frustrating is a lot of people who own these neglected properties don't even live in our city, and we must hold them accountable. With effective leadership, we can live in a city where our city government effectively communicates with our citizens. During my time at City Hall, one of the key issues with our constituents was no one ever followed up. When a citizen calls about an overgrown lot that hasn't been cut, they're not aware of the guidelines. Wouldn't it be nice if someone could simply follow up and say, hey, Ms. Iverson, we've sent a certified letter to the property owners, we're waiting the green cards, and that lot should be cut in 2 weeks. By simply modernizing and updating our systems within city government, we can more effectively serve our citizens. With effective leadership, we can live in a city where our community thrives off fact-based information. As an elected official, it is one's obligation to inform and educate your constituents. By partnering with community stakeholders and conduct meetings in Ward 1, attend neighborhood watch meetings, collaborate with our churches, partner with our civic organizations. That way we can update our citizens on current issues and stop this culture of factless nonsense. Take away the platform of so many people talking loud and saying absolutely nothing. All these things I've mentioned, they're realistic. With effective leadership, that is a city that we can build together. I ask you to join me in this campaign to build a future that works for all of us. Let's be the change in time, the catalyst that makes future generations proud of what we did here in Pine Bluff. This campaign is about restoring our sense of common purpose and realizing that few obstacles can withstand the power of our community working together. It begins here and now. My name is Joni Alexander, born and raised in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, and I'm asking for your support and your vote. And I'm also asking for your support in becoming Alderwoman of Ward 1. Thank you, and God bless.